why meditation doesn't work for you and what to try instead. So hi, my name's Rochelle Walsh. And if you're new to me, I've been a complex trauma therapist for more than 20 years. And I have an online group coaching experience to help women go from overwhelmed to calm and confident in their emotions through neuroscience-based training. So back to meditation. So we know it's been all the rage and that we see people talking about their daily meditation practice and how it boosts their ability to calm as well as just excel in life. And so I think many of us have tried that and found it difficult, and I'm going to explain why. So meditation is wonderful, and there's so many benefits for our nervous system, for our brain, our body, our ability to be present, so many things. But I want to start by saying that meditation can be a higher level skill. So just like someone who hasn't had a practice of running isn't going to sign up for a marathon, if you are trying meditation and finding that it feels almost impossible to focus, or it actually feels unsafe to be in your body, you're not alone. So many times, if we have been in a state of chronic stress, it hasn't felt safe to experience our own sensations. Maybe we have been very hypervigilant on guard. Maybe we've been grown up and learned that we need to be very attuned to all the things that were happening in our environment. So constant pleasing, producing, and performing, living outside ourselves in order to feel okay or to have a sense of worth and safety. So when people try to meditate, they might find that it actually causes alarm. It actually sometimes doesn't feel safe. Another example of this is if someone's had trauma and they learned early on that it wasn't safe to experience their body sensations, or it wasn't safe to experience their emotions. And then they try to go to meditate, and the silence or the attention to the inner sensations is very disarming, and it can actually feel unsafe. It can feel uncomfortable. And so then what happens is, as soon as they feel uncomfortable, just like we do when we have an itch and we want to scratch it, we feel uncomfortable and then we want to get busy. And so then people can begin to feel discouraged and feel like that's just not for me. I'm a type A person, or I'm a go, go, go person, and meditation really isn't for me. And then they miss out on the benefits. So some things that can be helpful first is you have to have a sense of safety before you can meditate. And so to meditate without that is going to be very, very challenging. So we want to first start by learning to tolerate body sensations, learning to feel safe within the body. It can also be easier to start with guided meditation or mindfulness, things that are walking you through. Now, while meditation is the ability to focus your mind on one thing and choose where your mind wants to go, sometimes it's easier to be able to focus on someone else leading you through things. Another thing with meditation is when people see images of people meditating, closing their eyes. Some people, if you close your eyes and go into those internal experiences, it can, again, feel unsafe depending on what the history has been. Another thing that I want to say about meditation is, as a Bible-believing Christian, the fact that meditation has Eastern roots, and that's what we think about and hear about, was really kind of an alarm to me at first. And just, of course, wanting to be attentive and making sure that I'm doing things that feel congruent with my faith. But I just, it's so scripturally based. I meditate on these truths day and night. Be still and know that I'm God. Think about such things. Like the idea of being able to focus our mind on the object of our choosing is very, very important and central to Christian theology. So I don't find it at all uncomfortable or in contradiction to the Bible. I just think it's really important that we choose what to focus our mind on, and we choose something that is congruent with our faith. So if you're wanting the benefits of meditation but have found it hard, it's really important to know that there are easier ways to start with body safety activities, being able to do guided meditations, being able to focus on being attentive to mindfulness and easing into that, not throwing the baby out with the bathwater and assuming that you can't gain benefits from it. So some of the benefits that come from being able to really focus our mind where we want to go is that in that state of calm, it starts to reduce inflammation inflammation in our body. It starts to improve our focus. We clear brain fog. We start to be able to see ourselves in a situation, and rather than just automatically reacting, slow things down and be able to respond in a way that's congruent with our belief system. It also teaches us to just get into a state of rest. So we know that rest is very biblical as well. You know, the Sabbath was created for rest, and when our brain and our body can be in a state of rest, then many, many good things happen in our brain, and it actually rewires our brain. So don't give up. And if it's difficult, it's because it's more an advanced skill for many. And so don't shame yourself for not being able to do it on the first try. Also, don't dismiss the benefits that can come from a practice of learning to focus and regulate your mind. One last thing to be aware of is that as we start to calm, it's often the case that suppressed emotions will rise, and it's an opportunity to be able to move through those things, release some of those emotions, be able to release stored stress from our body. But again, that can be alarming if people aren't expecting that. So it's oftentimes a sign of healing that can cause some alarm. So something to be aware of. Until next time, just keep moving forward toward being aware, being attuned to yourself, and stay joyful and present. See you in the next video.